Hello, and welcome to Beauty Superstars Talk. It's your backstage pass to experts in beauty. My name is Mickey Wright, and I'm your host. And this is the second week of our Legends Month, so I'm super excited about that and about the guests that we have today. And I'm actually about to start dating myself because when I was a student in cosmetology school, I met my mom, who's actually in the industry as well, in Las Vegas, and we went to Hair World. And for anyone who's not familiar with Hair World, it is a big extravaganza, almost like the Olympics, but for hair. It happens every couple of years, every 2 years in different countries. And it happened to be in the US that particular year. And the entire show, I actually had my mouth open, just looking around in amazement. But I have to say, baby, when I saw that Soft Sheen booth, it's like I literally stopped, it was like dead in my tracks. And it's like the stage, the models, the costumes, and the hair. And it's like the hair was moving and shaking and bouncing. And it's like I had never seen Black people's hair move that way. It was shiny. They had bobs, they had long hair and jerry curl that was shaped into a really sharp mohawk. I still have vivid memories. I probably have some pictures around here somewhere. But I share all of this because the man I'm about to spend the next 90 minutes with was responsible for that showstopper and for literally training thousands of some of the best to ever stand on stage as platform artists, as educators, and commentators. You may know him as Dr. Hair. We're getting a little feedback on you if you can hear us. But you may know him as Dr. Hair, but it's also known as Dr. Reginald Mitchell. I'm super excited to have him here. We've had a couple little technical difficulties, so bear with us. If you are here, before I formally introduce him, I want to just take a few minutes to let you know how this all started, how Beauty Superstars Talk got started, and why I'm so excited about it. I'm really honored to be here tonight. I want to bring, every week, basically, I bring some of the best and brightest Black artists in the beauty industry to share their stories and take you backstage into their world. My name is Mickey Wright, as I mentioned, and if you're on YouTube with us, I would love to invite you to subscribe. Let me see. I'm going to mute you, I think. Okay, I did. Okay. I muted his mic because I think there's something, he's trying to get something figured out. So sorry about that. But if you're on YouTube, I want to invite you to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss any episodes. I actually started Beauty Superstars Talk to celebrate Black artists who are excelling in the beauty industry and tell their stories that we so often don't get to hear, and tell them in their own voice, their own narrative. I've spent my career as an award-winning hairstylist, as an educator, helping thousands of stylists and salon owners to get more clients and make more money. I'm also second generation in this industry with both a mom and sister who are in the industry. And I was also one of the first African-American owners of a full-service salon and day spa in the country. And you basically could say that I love the industry. And this is an offshoot or offspring of that. Beauty Superstars Talk was actually born out of the murder of George Floyd and all the racial tensions that erupted after that in the country really spilled into the beauty industry. And I was actually blessed to be part of a couple of groups, actually Zoom calls, where there are groups of top Black stylist artists of all types in all different avenues of the industry. And we were able to talk and meet each other. And some of them shared, some really, touching stories of challenges they've had because of racism, very subtle and some not so subtle. And anybody that was on that call is like, took that and continued to move forth and excel. And when I left there, I just felt so inspired, and like these stories have to be told, have to be shared. And so I've actually expanded my platform to provide a safe space for Black artists to actually tell their own stories. So we're here to inspire, to educate, and to heal our beloved industry. The Legends series, which we're in Legends Month right now, this is the second of 4 that we'll do right now, and hopefully we'll have some more to come. it's actually super special to me because I think it's so important to know, where we've come from and how the business that we love and that provides a great livelihood for us came to be. And many of the younger stylists don't know the artists, that I'm interviewing, and they've actually devoted their lives to helping other hairstylists progress. So I think that they should know them. But it also came to me that even if you want to find out, where would you look? We don't have a library with our history in it. Our history is not taught in the cosmetology or barber schools. And so I'm really happy. I'm really grateful for this opportunity to record history and celebrate those whose shoulders we stand on. So without further ado, I want to welcome my guests. Let me see if I can get them mic opened up, and hopefully we will not have any more technical difficulties. Everything will be smooth sailing from here. Okay, there you are. Dr. Hare? Uh-oh, now I'm not hearing you. I have you muted again. Let's see. I'll let you unmute yourself. Uh-oh, you're talking, but we can't hear you. And for some reason, this is not letting me unmute. We can't hear you. If you can hear me.
You just come in a little bit distorted.
Here you are. There you are. Okay. We can hear you now. So yay. So before we get started, I want to share with everyone, thank everyone for being here, for joining us this evening. If you're on YouTube, as I mentioned, please subscribe. If you're on Facebook, hopefully I think everything is streaming as we anticipated. So everyone should be there. It's like we are able to see your comments. It looks like there are some that have already started coming in. Okay, and we've got Soft Sheen was pure glamour and sexy sophistication. We've got some hellos. It's like we've got the wonderful Barbara Edmonds. Hello to both of you masters. Thank you so much. And we will continue to show some of your comments as we go along. And of course, if you have any questions for Dr. Hare, go ahead and put them in. It's like we'll try to get to as much as possible. There you are. So I want to, just kind of go through a little bit of your bio. It's hard with the legends because you've done so much in your life, and we don't want to discount that at all. So I want to share with them some of your bio. Dr. Reginald Mitchell is a renowned educator, image consultant, platform artist, cosmetologist, and motivational speaker, and has worked in the cosmetology and fashion industry for over 45 years. He's worked for Vidal Sassoon, artistic director for New Faces Salon, and an instructor for the National Institute of Cosmetology. He has been the director of Black hair design for Pivot Point International and a platform artist for Supreme Beauty Products, Fermodyl, Roux Labs, Revlon, and Vitale. He also served as Director of Education, Technical Director, Training Director, and International Ambassador for Soft Sheen Products, and Director of Education and Brand Ambassador for Namaste Laboratories LLC. He's a gifted artist who constantly shares his knowledge with beauty professionals. He has traveled the United States, England, Jamaica, Japan, Bahamas, Italy, Canada, Barbados, France, Amsterdam, Bermuda, and Brazil. He's appeared as a guest artist and lecturer at leading beauty shows such as the Bronner Brothers International, Midwest Beauty Show, now ABA, Proud Lady Beauty Show, and he studied under such masters as Ted Yamano, I think I have that, in Tokyo, Emma Ayala in Puerto Rico, Zenon in London, Leo Passage, Pivot Point International, Thomas Hayden, Chicago, USA, Olive Benson, Boston, USA, and Daniel Frenna in Paris. He has talents that have transcended the beauty industry. He has been an instructor in continuing education at Southern Illinois University and has conducted image consulting seminars. He had conducted motivational seminars such as prestigious institutions such as Chicago State University, Ohio University, and Princeton University. He has recorded commercials as both a voiceover and vocalist. He's been a guest at several radio and talk shows, including a call-in beauty expert on the nationally syndicated Tom Joyner Show. He also has made television appearances on the Tyra Banks Show, Wendy Williams Show, and Steve Harvey Show. And his most recent awards are the Hair Matrix Vanguard Award, the Creativity Award for Outstanding Performance in Cosmetology, and the Living Legend Award. So I just want to say, woo! Thank you, thank you. It's like that is really, really just like just reading it, not even living it. So we are anxious to hear more about your story. And can you hear me well? No. You can't hear me?
Okay, it's hard for me to hear you again.
Okay, I'm
Can you
sorry.
hear me, Mickey?
I can hear you
Can you
fine.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just wanted to thank you so very much for having me on tonight. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, but the devil is busy, but we're still going to overcome this little bit of technicalities that we're having now. But I want you to know that I have come a long way, and it hasn't been easy. People think that, oh, you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. As far as cosmetology, the spoon was wood.
Okay.
I came from almost nothing, but I had a determination that made me really, really excel in the industry to where I am today. I started out with Debbie's School of Beauty Culture. That was a beauty school catering to Black people, press and curl and, relaxing and coloring and all that type of thing. I was there. I worked as an executive assistant in the corporate world and went to school at night. But I was determined. You have to be determined to be successful. So I did that. I got my license. But I want you to know, after I just fell off the phone fell, but I want you to know that it wasn't easy. In state board now in Illinois, you don't have to take any practical examination. It's all question, 300 questions. You got your license.
Wow.
Back in the 70s, I guess you think he's an old man. But
uh-oh, it looks like we've lost him. No. I think he'll be back. We had a couple times where he went away and it was able to come back on really quick. So I hope that will be the case right now. But there he is. Okay. And maybe it will be better. Okay. There you are.
Okay still?
Yep, we lost you, but you're back. Go ahead.
Okay, we're back again now. What happened is that when I started and in beauty school, we really had to learn. I went to state board. I learned how to finger wave the night before my state board examination. Today, you guys don't have to do that. You don't have to put pin curls in the hair. You don't have to roll a permanent wave. You don't have to do a relaxer. These things are important for you to succeed. And this is what I'm really upset about in today's culture as far as hair is concerned. You're not getting what you really need to succeed in school.
Right.
So this is why we must be determined. Enough of that. Now, okay, I got my license. I graduated from beauty school. It wasn't enough. That was black hair. I wanted to be a total cosmetologist, guys. So therefore, I enrolled as a student teacher at Pivot Point International, the top beauty school in the world.
Yes.
I got there. Leo Passage saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. After I got my teacher's license, guys, I was able to become a teacher at Pivot Point. There, after a few months, became director of black hair design. I designed tools for black hair. We had a wave machine that you put the comb in and it was heated and you moved the latch and put it back. You had a wave. That was Dr. Hair. That was all well and good, but it still wasn't enough. There's a song, is that all there is? No, guys. And then you're probably saying, well, why do you do what you do? Because I didn't want to stand behind a chair. Lie to you. Not gonna lie. I didn't want to stand behind a chair because that was not for me. I would go to the salon. My mom worked as well. She was a bookkeeper first and went to school at night, got her cosmetology license. She had a beauty salon. When at
Okay.
school, I worked with her. She made money. Oh, it looked good to me, but that wasn't for me. I would go to work, and she looked at me like I was crazy. I was her son now. I'm wearing a suit and shirt and tie to work.
Uh-huh.
And I got the customers, and I was able to charge them because they thought I was somebody. Well, so did I. But
Right.
that wasn't enough for me. I said, I got to be more to myself than standing behind a chair.
Mhm.
So I told Mom, I said, Mom, I got to leave. I got to go on. I got to do something more. She says, okay. So then I worked as the first black for Vidal Sassoon in Chicago, Illinois.
Mhm.
Little bitty old Reggie at Vidal Sassoon. Do you know? And I'm telling you now, young people and those that are established and mature, you don't get something for nothing. You got to work hard for this. It's not a gift. It's a challenge that you have. And you must understand if it's good enough for the journey, it's good enough for the destination. I
Mhm.
worked at Vidal Sassoon 8 hours a day. Do you know how much I got paid? Mickey, I cried.
Really?
$75 a week before taxes.
Mhm.
That was nothing. And you
Mhm.
know what I did? I held hair. Now, it had nothing to do with my color, my skin, being black. It had nothing to do with that. Everybody went through that. The training, that's what our training. We
Right.
held hair for the stylist, and then we swept hair off the floor that they cut, and we
Mhm.
shampooed. But
Right.
you stood and you learned. If you were determined, you watched the angles in which they held the hair,
Mhm.
the height, the length of hair they cut off. All of these things, you stood there, and I watched for
Yep.
$75 a week. Oh my God, I must have lost my mind. But look what it did. It helped me move on to a different level of my journey.
Right.
After that pivot point, what are you going to do now? Okay, I want to work for a company.
Mhm.
And I go way back. Some companies that I work for, you probably don't even know, never heard of them. You don't remember them. Fermodyl
Uh-huh.
was one of the companies I worked for. That was a white-owned company designing white products, permanent waving, and so forth. I stayed there for a while and introduced permanent waving to black hair. That was before came into existence.
Mhm.
And that didn't work out so good for me, so I left there. And then, lo and behold, an angel from out of nowhere. I got a job with Johnson Publishing Company working for Ravine Products, which was
Okay.
their relaxer products. You remember that? I'm not telling your age because you might remember that. But that's a long time ago. And
Uh-huh.
that's one time my first experience, and God rest his soul, he passed recently. L. Starkey was my first partner on the platform at Bronner
Mhm.
Brothers working with Ravine products.
Okay.
I thought I was, you couldn't touch me, but that wasn't good enough. I had to do more. After Ravine, stopped, they stopped producing Ravine. Then we had a what's the company?
Uh-oh. You're,
Roux. It was Roux.
yeah. Mhm.
Roux color, and they had a relaxer called Nice Change.
Okay.
Wonderful relaxer. And then I left there. And then because it was connected, I worked for Revlon.
Mhm.
I started working there as a platform artist. Still,
Okay.
you couldn't touch me. I thought I was everything, but I wasn't. I had not yet been discovered where I should be.
Mhm.
And I worked and worked and worked. Menial jobs I did, teaching, but all of a sudden in 1978, a couple of technicians came to me and they said, Reggie, you ought to come work with us. And now, don't call the police on me now. But I said I didn't want to work for a black company.
Mhm.
Why? I don't know. I just didn't want to work for a black company. They said,
Mhm.
oh, no, you got to come and see what we're doing here. And that was Soft Sheen Products. In
Mhm.
1978, I was there. I became the director of education. We introduced Carefree Curl, and away I went. That was where I should be. And I was happy, but guys, It wasn't an easy journey. I keep repeating myself, you cannot get this. You want to graduate from school and make $1,000 a week in the beauty salon. It takes more than that. It takes perseverance and personality.
Right. Oh no. So I'm sure he'll be back. I'm not sure what happened, but it got knocked off. But we have got some really good juicy things already. I'm seeing you guys comment, so it looks like he's back.
So I'm sorry, Mickey. This technical thing is killing me, but we're back in the house now. But I want you to know my personality. That was the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a pleasing and a good personality, you got it made. There are 3 types of personalities. You can be an extrovert, an ambivert, and an introvert. Those are the 3 personalities one would have. In order to be a platform artist and an educator, you must be an extrovert. You must exude energy when you teach and when you speak. You can tell a lie. Now, don't do this. Don't you say Dr. Hair told you to lie. But you can tell a lie and people will believe you if you got the right personality to deliver. That's why a lot of people nowadays, these speakers that you hear, they're not all telling the truth.
Right.
My God, have to be exact in what you say, and you can't be proven wrong. So I didn't tell you to lie, but I told you to exude the energy that allows you to captivate your audience. Be captivated or not. I was at Proud Lady Beauty Show one time, and I don't know, they try to screw me around or something. I don't know, but they scheduled my class at the same time we.
Oh no, we keep losing him. I'm going to suggest, I see everyone saying to put it on Do Not Disturb. I'm going to see if I can communicate with him to put it on Do Not Disturb and see if that will help.
Now,
can you pause?
You know,
Dr.
I
Hair?
want to preach, Mickey. Yeah.
They're suggesting that you might want to put your phone on Do Not Disturb, that you might be getting calls in that are knocking you off. Do you know how to put it on Do Not Disturb?
I misunderstood. I can't hear you.
I know. It's like we're having difficulty here. Do Not Disturb on your phone. Do you know how to put that on?
My phone, my iPhone. That's what I'm on now.
Yeah. Can you put it on Do Not Disturb?
I will. Should I put that on there?
Yes, because it sounds like somebody may be trying to call you in and you get knocked off. So if you put it on Do Not Disturb, that will help.
Should I go? And now I'm sorry, guys. Don't go away. We're coming back. Should I go to
settings? We're coming back. Say that again.
Should I go to settings and put Do Not Disturb on there? I don't know how to do all of this.
If you go to your settings, I can walk you through it. So thank you everyone for your patience, but this is too good.
Let me go to settings.
And then we lost your, okay, because you're on the phone. I hope you can still hear me. But once you're on settings, if you go down to the second little section, it should say Do Not Disturb. And if you click on the top button and make it green, it'll say Do Not Disturb. So I'm hoping that you can still hear me.
Okay, I'm back. I did the Do Not Disturb sign.
Okay, you were able to make it green.
Can you hear me now, Mickey?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can see you, but I can't hear you.
See me, but not hear me. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep telling us.
Continue, and hopefully we can get this technical thing together.
Yes, please.
I still can't. I know we're seeing each other, but we can't hear. As long as you can hear me, can you hear me?
Yes.
I guess we'll go on.
Yes.
It's really crazy tonight. Forgive us, but I wanted you to know that I forgot where I was, as a matter of fact. But when we talk about your perseverance and things of that nature, they scheduled my class at the same time they had the church service at the Proud Lady Beauty Show.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that? my class was scheduled a boot camp for hairdressers and
Mm.
church service. No harm, but my class had more attendees than the church service.
Okay.
All of a sudden, they kept bringing in chairs, bringing in chairs, bringing in chairs. Was it because I was against church? God knows, no. But I was doing a job. I
Mm.
became so engrossed in helping that people were coming to me crying, and they were so excited about what potential they could have, and they didn't know it was in them.
Yes.
And that made me feel good. I've met a lot of people, done a lot of things, but this was all because of my affiliation with the most fabulous company in the world, Soft Sheen Product Company.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying they made me, God made me, but I gave me the talent, and they caressed me and nurtured me and birthed Dr. Hair. We were in the kitchen. Yeah, don't think we started out in big building, gorgeous, big money and stuff like that. We didn't do that. We were working.
Oh no, we're still losing him. This is so frustrating. So I know everybody is like hanging on to every word he's saying, as I am. And here he is.
And in that kitchen, we were listening to music. And a song came up. Dr. Love, dun, 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 Dr. Love, dun, dun. And Debbie Burnett Smith, she says, Reggie. I said, what? We got it. Dr. Hair, dun, 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 Dr. Hair. And that's where Dr. Hair came from,
Okay.
out of a kitchen. And people say, oh my God, yeah, Dr. Hair. Even though my cosmetological, and that's not a word, guys, that's something else I wanted to share with you. Sometimes we have words in cosmetology that are just not so. I love this saying. The first time I heard it, I think it was with, oh my God, I think it was in California. I'm really not sure. But I heard the word a cosmetological entrepreneur.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't that sound good? That
Mhm.
sounds good, a cosmetological entrepreneur. But cosmetological is not a word. But it sounded good, so we began to use it.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me really feel good about some words I would use in class that were really not words, but I made them into words. They should use some of my words that I teach with and put them in Webster's dictionary. And one
Mm-hmm.
of them should be cosmetological. We have biological,
Right.
physiological. Why not cosmetological? I mean, this is just natural things going on. But getting back to where and how you can be a Dr. Hair in your own right, it was a struggle. And we started out doing walking door to door. My first overseas trip was in London, England. And myself, Terry Gardner, and Gary Gardner went there. We went from salon to salon on buses and tubes, carrying Carefree Curl products in bags and boxes and
Mm.
demonstrating in the salons. You think that was easy? Of course not. But that was a determination that we had to make this product a success. This again work. You know what really gets my goat sometimes? I think about now, especially my young cosmetologists. Guys, please listen to me. As I speak to you now, my website is being designed, and hopefully I won't have all these technical difficulties, Mickey. I'm sorry about this, but we are going to have a virtual classes. I'm going to have virtual classes, and I'm going
Wonderful.
to give you a chance to write in the classes that you want. I'm going to give you the schedule of the classes that we're going to have, the subject, and then we're going to have classes, and they're intense classes. There'll be no longer than 1 hour. It may depend on the class that you have, may be longer than that. But you're going to learn. You know what hurts my heart again? I tell you, if you take away the needle, the thread, the weave, the flat iron, do you know how to do hair?
Right.
All you do is sew and glue. It's more to hairdressing than sewing and gluing. Hairdressing comes in, looks comes like we have two-dimensional and three-dimensional. Most of the are two-dimensional, length and width.
Mm-hmm.
You can have length. If you look at Mickey's hair, guys, That is three-dimensional. She has some depth. She has some wave and curl pattern in that hair. So therefore, that's a three-dimensional style. And it's still beautiful. A bit of history comes into being. Do you know that Cleopatra took mud and tree branches and wrapped the hair around those tree branches and then sat in the sun, and she had a curl in her hair when she rinsed it out? Down south, those of you that would admit you know about down south, brown butcher paper. And you wrap that hair, press it and wrap it in brown butcher paper. Twist that hair and let it sit. When you took that butcher paper off, you had a curl that would not go anywhere. It was there forever. Sometimes it was so tight, you take the butcher paper off and the curl came with it. But that's hairdressing where we learn, relaxing. You know, you have to know these things. This is not just loud talking and movement and gyrations on stage being a platform artist. Talent helps, but knowledge guarantees success. Relaxer, lye and flour. What? That was relaxer. And potatoes. That was your relaxer. But it did the job, but it burnt the hell out you. So then we progressed and we learned how to ease the pain. And then you want to have gray hair, you want to turn it black. You know what you used? Axle grease. And you didn't have gray hair, but you didn't really attract the opposite sex. You attracted flies. It landed on your hair. So, I mean, these are things that you bring up in class to make people know that you know where hair comes from.
Right.
When you had all these styles you see now, the locks and twists and braids and the adding of hair and so forth. Do you know that I love this tribe, the Watusis. They had hairstyles. They were up. They took the sap from the tree.
Oh no. Oh, okay. Micheline says ashes. I'm wondering, does that mean you colored the hair with ashes?
So don't think you're doing something new. Mick, I know this is difficult for you and me too, but don't think you're doing something new. Hairdressing repeats itself.
Yes.
Do you know? And now I'm gonna give you some information gonna make you laugh. And this is to the ladies out there. Don't think that you have a thing on silk stockings because men were the first to wear silk stockings. Don't have heels. Men were the first to wear heels. And then you move back to the Palace of Versailles in Paris, everybody wore wigs. So again, history repeats itself. We had finger waves, we had long hair, we had short hair, we had natural hair. It's been done before. We had a gentleman in Chicago, his name was Latif.
Oh, no. Yeah, and for anyone who's on Facebook, definitely apologies to everyone for our technical difficulties, but we fortunately keep getting them back. But if you're on Facebook, there's a little button you can click on near the StreamYard that talks about putting your name in. Go ahead.
Everybody, can you hear me?
Yes.
Everybody came out of Latif's salon looking the same way. Those styles were called dyed, fried, and laid to the side. Don't think now that you're weaving and you're growing extensions of hair is something new. This man did black tint, relaxed the hair, where when do nothing but just lay straight. It couldn't get up and walk. It just had to lay there. It laid there. He glued the hair down, put in a hair piece, teased it up, side part, waved the hair up, sprayed it, and sent him out there. And you could not touch those ladies. They thought they were to die for, but that's been done before. Do you know that weaving is not new? Oh, did you get a weaving? We have, I think her name was Natalie Haskell out of New York. In Chicago, we had Selena Williams, the weave queens. Guys, this was in the 70s and 80s. This was not new.
Right.
So you're just doing, you're repeating. And then I'm going natural. I don't want any chemicals in my hair at all. I just want to wear a natural style. I'm going to go back to nature. If I went to a salon with someone who really didn't know the intricacies of how to relax hair, I would go back to natural too. It's not because relaxing is bad. I know I'm diverse. I'm going from here to there to here to there, but it comes up. What comes up comes out with me. And this is how I want you to be spontaneous and your presentation techniques. You're going to learn that in my virtual classes. We're going to show you how to move. As you can see, I'm using my hand.
Yes, it's like he uses everything. It's like I've learned so much from him, and I'm super excited that he's here and sharing so much. And it's like he is going here and there, but I'm loving it. I hope everyone else is.
These things we have now, you got to use everything that God gave you as far as a platform artist is concerned. And hopefully you'll enroll in some of my platform artistry classes. Getting back now to what's happening in repeating of hair and so forth. Do you know that we do not wear dreadlocks? We wear locks. Dreadlocks are worn by the Rastafarians. That is a dreadlock. We wear locks. Now, those of you that don't want any chemicals in the hair, what are you doing with blonde tips? Bleach is the chemical, guys.
Right.
Just say you want to go to a natural style, not no chemicals in your hair, because color is a chemical.
Yes.
So these are things that you got to know. I am not against any type of hairstyle. I'm not this great hairstylist. I know. I admit what I can't do. I can style hair now, but I don't excel in that. I excel in cutting of hair. I learned my color from somebody else. One girl, I love her to this day, Denise Ned Armstrong. We had introduced Mazzani at Soft Sheen Products, and we did a road tour, and she taught color. Do you know I learned so much? Again, I want you to be a platform artist, to excel in this industry. You can never be a ripe apple. A beautiful red ripe apple falls from the tree and it rots. I always want to be green onto the tree and continuously pull in knowledge. I still learn from people today.
Yes, definitely. It's like what he's talking about is like staying a green apple is like it is so important for your career and especially for longevity in your career. I know we've got some heavy hitters on here.
In your travels, being a platform artist, it doesn't mean being a cosmetologist that you have to stand behind a chair. Do you know you could teach classes as long as you exude the energy, guys? Soft Sheen Products was an avenue that I took that allowed me to be Reggie, not Dr. Hair, to be Reggie. And this is why I am who I am today. I'm Reggie. Dr. Hair is a name given to me, AKA Dr. Hair, affectionately known as. That's what AKA stands for. And these are things that you're going to have to learn to embrace yourself to be successful. You can be a platform artist. You can be a technician. You can be a instructor. You can be a consultant. You can work for a manufacturer. You can have your own product line. There are so many ways and avenues you could take to be successful without standing behind a chair. Now, I know those of you that are standing behind a chair making goo gobs of money, I love you.
I wanted to hear where he's going with that, but I guess he'll be back momentarily. But yeah, it's like, oh, there he is. It's taken a minute to come back up. Uh-oh. Okay, well, hopefully he'll be back on any second. Yeah, Sophia says it's getting good. It's like, yeah, it is getting good. It's like we want him back. So we need a prayer or a something to the technology so we can get him back. But why don't you guys throw some takeaways that you're getting from what he's sharing, because he's already shared so much and we still got plenty of time left to hear more from him. And hopefully he'll be back on. I'm going to go ahead and remove him for right now. But you guys throw out some comments, that you'd share with somebody to just say, what you've gotten out of the time that he's been here. Tell me. So we can get some of those. I see JD is here and praying. Thank you. but we're still having difficulty. It may even be something that with the internet on that end. And yeah, Tima Brown, yes, it's how I don't understand how people let themselves get burned out in this wonderful field. Yeah, so what are you guys' takeaways? What are you wanting to share with somebody who's not here to tell them? It's definitely needed with the new stylist. Yes, it's like I really want this series to go into the schools and let young stylists who are getting ready to get into the industry see, to go out to young stylists. So if you know any stylists who need to see this, need to hear this, please let them, tag them on Facebook, send them to the YouTube channel. It's Mickey Wright, MIKIWRIGHT. And we want to continue to share these legacy stories because it's like there's so much wisdom. Let's see if we can get them back yet. And just to let you guys know,
we're back again.
Yay!
Okay. Woo! This is crazy. But things like when you're a platform artist, things like this happen, and you have no control over it. But you can't give up. You can't let anybody know. I'm in, I'm out, I'm up and down, I'm on, I'm off. It doesn't matter. I have a job to do, and then you do that job. You don't realize how much goes on behind stage. I wish I had the time to tell you everything. My travels to South Africa, to parts of West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, London, Paris. You have a chance to do all of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I didn't stand behind a chair. I was teaching and I was on the platform doing the major beauty shows. The first Black company.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you guys. It's like I see all the comments. They're coming in almost so fast that I can't keep up. But let's see here.
The largest show in London, England. We arrived there. Now you're talking about platform artistry. It's more than what you think it is. We arrived at that venue. It was Earl's Court in London, England. And we had on tuxedos. Men and women, all of us were in tails, bow ties, and we were in red, white, and black. Everybody from every nation came to our booth to wonder, who are they? Where did they come from? And what are they doing? And we laid it out. They had never seen permanent waves done as artistically and meticulously as we had on stage there. I mean, they would not leave. They stood for hours watching us do that. Platform artistry means you engulf the people. Oh my God. I get excited when I talk about it. In Johannesburg, South Africa, no, Nigeria, I was on television that morning and due on screen at 10 o'clock. Do you know, Mickey, they had me get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm not a morning person. 5 o'clock in the morning to be somewhere for 10. Do you know why? They closed down the streets. No cars are due on the streets of Nigeria. I think the fourth Saturday of every month because of street cleaning. So I had to get there before street cleaning began, or else I couldn't get there because no cars were allowed to travel on the road. And when I said, what's going on? Coming back, I said, well, what takes so long for them to clean the streets? I saw how they cleaned the streets. They had people with brooms sweeping the streets.
Okay.
That was, you have to learn this time. Then you have to learn the culture.
Right.
We were after the television appearance, I went back to the venue and set up for the class. Had a beautiful staff with me from Nigeria and from London. They traveled with me. We got there, we started our class. By the time that we started the class, we had to open more rooms. The people were so enthused on the energy that was exuded on television by Dr. Hair. They had to come see this man in action. And I mean, the room just overflowed with people. There were no more chairs available in the hotel. And all of a sudden, during my presentation, I heard all this rumble, screaming, hollering, cursing. And I said, oh my God, what's going on? All the rumble, what's going on? They ran out of product. And people were going crazy for the product. So these are the types of things you want to create, not pandemonium, but you want to create such an interest and energy in the people that they will just run to you.
Mm-hmm.
In Paris, we did a show in Paris. It was raining and the amphitheater was just packed. And I learned this from Nina Simone, Num de Qui de Pas. That means don't leave me. I did my little, at the end of the I did my little French, But after that, when I presented my models, we had with floral hair designs in their hair. They had never seen that, not in the Black culture.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, it was beautiful. And once we started that moved to the United States. Everybody started putting flowers in their hair. Guys, that came from Soft Sheen Products.
Mm.
Yes. And then they want to do weddings and all this type of thing. I looked at the stage presentation. We had the best stage presentation. Come on, guys, that you ever
Yes.
seen in your life. We had a presentation in, where was it? In Miami. Now, Orlando, Florida. We brought in a high school band and we were honoring our military people. All of our models were military personnel. I mean, during that time, the whole show shut down. Everybody, thousands of people came to Soft Sheen's booth because of the presentation and the energy that was exuded because we had something to offer. Guys, don't be complacent. Don't ever think you all that in a bag of chips because you're not. There's always somebody better than you. There's somebody better than me. I don't know who they are, but there's somebody better than me. But we have to understand these types of things. We move on, and then we go to it was Johannesburg. We did a show on a Sunday, very religious in Johannesburg. They were in church. By the time our class started, we went out. The next thing we know, church was over. The lawn was full of beautiful women in gorgeous gowns laid out on the grass, waiting for the class to start again.
Mm.
That makes you feel good when you create that type of interest. In Cape Town, South Africa, which is different from Joburg, Cape Town is more progressive. And
Mm.
there, you have to realize you're black or you're colored. And
Mm.
depending on the color of your skin, it denotes who you are. I was there with ladies, thousands of ladies there in a presentation. Lo and behold, Dr. Hair came across again. A man there in pink. Everybody wore pink, and so did Dr. Hair. So you have to put yourself into what you're doing.
Right.
Now let me go back to you making all this money standing. A lot of you, I'm happy for you. I wish I was making that much money. I know it was interrupted before. When I was growing up in the beauty salon, a relaxed one, you charge $25. You were now you get $100 and some. Come
Mhm.
on, my God! That's why I said that youth is wasting on the young. If I started a haircut, it used to be $10 or $15. Okay, $20. You were the top. And then my friend like Johnny Atchison, and he was noted. I knew him. Not that we're that much different in age, but he was known as a cutter. I mean, he would, like you say, he would take a strand of hair and cut strand by strand. I mean, that's the uniqueness of this young man, and that's what it takes to be a platform artist. You got to
Mhm.
have something that is unique.
Right.
And when I thought about that, I think about you behind this chair.
Oh. We've lost him again. It's like just right in the middle of something wonderful. But he'll be back. We've got the prayers and fingers and everything else going up. But while you guys are here, it's like I just want to let you know it's like this is only part 2. It's like we've got 2 more legends this month, and I want to make sure that you know about those to come and join us. Next week we'll have Mr. Dudley, and the week after Floyd Kenyatta. So we've got some really great stuff in store.
I'm back again.
He's back, yes.
You're making all of this money, and you're making hundreds and thousands. Wouldn't you like to change the thousands to millions, the hundreds to thousands? You can do this by moving out and moving on, besides just standing behind the chair. Being a platform artist doesn't mean you have to stop. you work in your salons, but you can add to it.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching is so very, very important. Being a platform artist is not, I'm known as the voice in the industry on platform, but I also know my knowledge. And that's why I want to create this website and this virtual class that will involve not only how to be a platform artist, but to how to be a better hairdresser. Do you know the
Mm-hmm.
difference between moisturizing and lubricating? Why people lose their hair is because of certain things in their system. It could be androgenetic alopecia. That means that the hair is it's hereditary. It could be you're going through the change. It could be diet. It could be your exercise. It could be your daily activities. These are a lot of things that you should know to be able to tell people. When they come to salon and being a platform artist, you have a way with people that you want to, as I said, and I use this word a lot, engulf them and you pull them close to you. Someone
Mm-hmm.
comes to your salon and they said, my ends, something's wrong with my hair. My ends are all frizzy and it's breaking off. What's wrong? And instead of you saying, well, girl, you got split ends. I got to cut your hair. There's a way to make more money and be more received as an instrument of excellence when you say, oh, I know what's wrong. Your hair is suffering from trichoptilosis. And that's a disease of the ends of the hair. And we have to do an incision to remove the diseased hair so it will not spread to the rest of the hair shaft and cause damage to the hair. From $5 and $3 clipping ends to a $25 cut. How do you do that? You
Yes.
do that simply by putting yourself into it. That's just one example. And you people think that you're just perfect. I am nowhere near perfect. I want you to know I was raised, and I have to give credit to my pastor, the Reverend Dr. Isaac Whitman, and my church for grooming me to the point of excellence where I am today. Yeah, I am an evangelical minister. I'm not trying to preach to you, but you have to realize you got to know some stuff now to also make it in this world.
Right.
And I want you to know that when you think about where you come from, you think I was the first black man, hairdresser to speak, man, but hairdresser to do an advertisement, 1/3 of a page of a Carefree Curl ad. I did the hair for GQ, Gentleman's Quarterly.
Mm-hmm.
Unheard of. We did that. I was so excited,
No.
my first magazine. And then I did an aura. That was a textbook for Pivot Point, where I
Mm.
did hair cutting on curly hair. See, these are things that don't just stop with gluing and weaving and think you all of that. Don't do that. Know what it is to put a roller on base for maximum volume. Half
Right.
on, half off for lesser volume. Totally off the base for complete movement of the hair. Know these types of things. Know there are 5 sections to the head form, not 4. The top, the side, the crown, the back. Not just 4 sections, 5 sections. Do you realize how many people don't know that? So
Right.
these are things that you have to dive into. This is part of my teaching. Also, let's go to color. Do you know that color? I'm wearing black and white tonight. This is the highest form of authoritativeness that one could wear. Really, it's not black and gold. It's really black and silver. That's
Mm-hmm.
high in authoritativeness when you're teaching. First of all, I know hairdressers are really wild. I dress wild, but I always dress conservatively. I'm not built, excuse.
Oh. It's almost like there's a timer that just right in the middle of something really juicy. He's gone, but he will be back. It's like I see some of you guys are getting excited about some of our next guests as well as Reggie tonight. Here
To
we go.
tell you, no, I'm not built like that. I don't have a 6-pack. I don't even think I got a can, but this is how it is. I have the personality that people just love. Being one of the top black runway models in the city of Chicago, matter of fact, all over, you have to realize you cannot just consider yourself, oh, I'm not good enough. You are good enough. You are a platform artist. You can be a Dr. Hair. You can be more than a Dr. Hair if you want to. Now, they call me to model. I can't wear swimwear. I don't have a 6-pack and all these beautiful muscles and stuff. I don't have none of that, but I got personality. I mean, I walk the stage, the runway. People wave the napkins and scream and holler. Oh,
Oh, I love what he just said, that you are good enough. It's like whatever it is, that's your gift, that's your talent. That's what you got to work with. So here we go.
and now I'm kind of vain. I ain't ugly, but I'm not all that. I have to tell you that. But I just want you to know, being a platform artist, it's a journey, guys. I was in Barbados when they invaded Grenada. That was years ago. We're on the beach having cocktails after the show was over. Me and some of the just having a good time. All of a sudden, we have pow, 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 and we dropped to the ground. And we
Mm.
asked the bartender, what was that? Oh no, they were just having rifle practice. Baby, I looked over the bar. They were under the bar as well. I said, they're lying. They were invading Grenada. They closed down the
Wow.
airport. I was stuck there. We were stuck in Barbados. Couldn't get out. I mean,
Wow.
it wasn't an easy thing. Now, okay, it wasn't an easy thing. We had just left New Orleans before, what's that really bad storm that came through
Katrina.
there? I forgot her name. What's her
Katrina.
name?
Katrina.
Yeah. No, Katrina.
Hmm.
But woo, just left 1 week before that came. We're in dangerous places. When I went to, I didn't go. I sent a young lady and show you how my technicians, I have international technicians. Don't want to start calling names because they'll start hating me. I love all of you. And some of you I'm pulling back into my realm because we're going to have experts, Mickey, in the virtual classes to take up where the beauty schools are letting them down. And I
Yeah.
want you, once you achieve this magnitude of how to place a curl in the hair with a curling iron, how to use the round brush to give you the look of a relaxer, all these things are very easily understood if you were taught them, and they're not being taught. And
Yes.
beauty schools today, I guess it's a joke to me because there are very few that really teach hairdressing from top to bottom. But
Right.
going back now to the crazy stuff with hair, I was in, where was it? It was Brazil, scared to death. Did a class there, and
Oh, wow. Yeah, one of the things I think that's so amazing about this industry is like, particularly if you go to hair shows, if you start to teach or work platform, is that you have so many opportunities to see the world.
I was just so happy to be there. And so after we class, they said, you can't wear any jewelry. Take off all your
Mm.
watches, all your rings, all your chains, take them off. So we went to the flea market to get some souvenirs. And I was putting my money in my pocket. This little boy put his arm through the window to snatch my money out of my hand.
Wow.
And I rolled his arm up in the window. You give me my money, and let the window down, and he ran. But these are things that you have to know. You know why I'm so excited about talking as energetically as I'm talking? Because I learned so much about other cultures. They
Yes.
said, well, Reggie, what nationality are you? I put other. I do. I put other. Who are you? I said, first I was a Negro, then I was colored, then I was black. Now I'm African American. All of those, I just put other. You can't classify me. And then again, I just get so excited about the things that God is opening up for you. Do you know that companies nowadays are looking for somebody that's serious in education? That's what's missing. A lot
Mm.
of products on the market today, be careful. They are just designed to make money. They're not good for the hair.
Yep, he's just said a mouthful there. And just to let you guys know, it's like we've got retail month coming right behind this one. So November, we'll have some things on products that you really don't want to miss. We're going to take you behind the scenes.
We'll start researching with other companies on the product usability, so to speak. You know, you're spending money now. In school, they teach you always use 20 volume peroxide. Not so. You're going to learn how to make your peroxide. I can tell you this is, I like to share. This is why I'm not a filthy rich man today. You know, it's better to give than to receive, because when I give, I got so many people now. I just didn't know how to. I'm really not IT acclimated, so I don't know too much about this. Next time, if Mickey's so gracious enough to have me back, I'll have everything together. But when we start the virtual classes, of course, she will be a part of my classes, and we're going to start this thing and make it right. I love what she's doing in the industry, and you're going to love what I'm going to do in the industry. And
Yeah.
getting back to the companies and so forth, they
Mhm.
need someone to tell them yay or nay on how to use hair products. I mean, just putting product out there on the market saying this and do that. Everything is not for everybody, guys.
Right.
That's I'm not knocking YouTube. God knows I'm not knocking YouTube. Don't email me and come down and inbox me all this crazy stuff. I'm not against what you do on YouTube, But you have to realize what works for you doesn't necessarily work for everybody else. That's why it's dangerous.
Yep. Yes, definitely YouTube. It's like it has pluses and minuses. It's like it's a great resource, but you have to use it with caution, and it's not a replacement for a license. Hey.
And this is why I say it's dangerous saying that, because uh, you can take one bottle. I'm telling my age. There was one beautiful color. It was Clairol number 46. It was chestnut brown. I loved it. But you can go from coffee to cream with your peroxide without changing anything in the color. You change the level of peroxide, the volume. If you're going to do coffee and cream, you use 10 volume and up to 15, and then maybe up to 20. You have to understand that peroxide is very damaging and drying to the hair, especially hair in women of color, because of the curl pattern. It takes so long for oil to travel through. In my classes, I do a physical walkthrough of how oil travels through hair. When you got straight hair, oil just walks through. That's why you have to shampoo every day. But when you got curly hair, it takes a while, 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks for hair to receive all the oil that the body is exuding. So this is a lot of things that you have to know to explain to people. And companies are really still, believe it or not now, they're still looking for good hairdressers to represent them, to speak up. You can make a lot of money by being a spokesperson for a product brand. You can, if you want to choose to take that route. This is, I said, platform archery doesn't involve being on stage with a microphone. It's more than that.
Okay. Well, definitely there's lots of opportunities. So I think if you guys were listening and you have any aspirations to go into that, it's like he's back. So listen more.
Okay. Okay. We're back again.
We're
You know what? I'm going to need something. I am so tired of going on and off stage. I don't know what to do, but this is what happens in the show. You go on stage, you go off stage. This is the thing, but you can't give up. You know what? Maybe for a reason, a platform artist make. I don't know if this is, I don't know if the devil or not. I don't know, but maybe this is to let them know things wrong can happen, but you cannot let that engulf, take
exactly.
over you and your presentation. It's not bothering me. Of course, I'm upset that you cannot get a full thing of Dr. Hair. But what I'm saying is that I'm not giving up on the energy that I'm exuding for you. So if you want to be a part of Dr. Hair's team, be a platform artist. Be that type of person that want to stand behind a chair for a little bit, but go out into the world. I
Mhm.
would not have been able, if it wasn't for Soft Sheen Products and me working as a team together, I wouldn't be able to say I've been almost all over the world
Right.
and being accepted everywhere I went. Paul Mitchell's son heard me at a class and said, "My God, that's what's missing in the industry." That made me feel good. My mentor, Zanan, he's passed now, of London. I loved his presentation format.
Mhm.
That man, to show you his energy and respect, he would turn around and put an article, an ornament in the hair and shake his booty to the audience, and they would applaud. You know your mama told you what you shake your behind, nobody. Nobody will see your behind. He had that ability to do that. I told one person, I was at Brunner Brothers Trade Show. I was in the middle of my presentation. They got up to go to the
Uh-oh. Okay, it's queued up. But I think exactly what Reggie has been saying, that whatever happens, happens, and you got to keep going. So this is the test. This is the the example, the living in proof example of no matter what happens, keep it going, keep it moving. And uh-oh, there it is. Okay.
and how you deliver yourself. I to that woman, to tell that woman sit down, she could go to the bathroom, and then she had another bag from another company. I said, throw that bag away. Give her a Soft Sheen Carefree Curl bag. And the audience went up in smoke. Everybody can't do that. I had some technicians who wanted to be Dr. Hair. They got in trouble. Certain things you can say to people, and I can get away with it. And then how you say it, you can't. In Africa, she had braids in her hair. I said, no, she didn't have braids. She had a relaxer, but it wasn't relaxed well. I said, my God, when's the last time you had a relaxer? Oh, a month ago. I said, Your hair didn't receive the relaxer. It's still asleep, dear. Well, how often do you shampoo and keep your hair and scalp together? Oh, maybe every once or twice, every 2 months. I said, honey, no. You're just dirty. And the class just broke up. But sometimes that's insulting to people, but it's how you present yourself and how you say it. I make mistakes. I was talking. I use my remote here. I was talking product knowledge in Ohio. In one hand, I had the product. The other hand, I had the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know, all of a sudden, I was talking so much, just into myself. I was really into myself that day. I started talking to the product and left the microphone over here like it was the product. I said, did you all hear me talking to that microphone? And they just burst out and laughed. You have to make people happy. You don't
Right.
insult people when you're teaching them, number one. And you have to create some energy in the room that will make them think and also make them happy. Also make them proud of who they are. Every hairdresser out there today, I'm proud of you. I'm disgusted with you because you never expand yourself as far as knowledge is concerned. Learn as much as you can while you can. I don't want to leave this earth, and this is a legacy. You know Vidal Sassoon, Paul Mitchell, Tony and Guy. You don't know all of them, but how many of you know Alex Benson, Tom Hayden? How many of you remember them? Know them? I don't know. I don't know them.
Right.
I don't want to leave here like that. I want a legacy. And thank you again, Mickey, for having the living legacies on board. And I hope people realize that we are something. Remember our names. Remember who we are. Remember where we came from. And remember, it was not given to us. We walked this path very diligently to instill in others what we have to give them. That's platform artistry. This is what we're all about. Again, you'll learn how certain things when you teach a class how to prepare hair for the winter, how to prepare hair for the summer. These are things you should know. You know, when you use peroxide and hydrometer, what's a hydrometer? That's a little thing that bubbles up and down on peroxide. A lot of people didn't know that. I learned that. As far as color is concerned, like I said, Denise Ned Armstrong, bless her heart, she is the colorist. I'm sure there's some out there better, but I learned from her and still learning. We had so many of people that on my team that, like I said, I don't want to begin calling names, but if it weren't, there would be no Dr. Hair.
Mm-hmm.
And the key of you being successful, and this is not just for platform artistry,
Right.
never let anyone be a vacuum in your life and suck out all of your joy. And never let anyone walk through your brain with dirty feet. These are things that I want you to remember. And I on ask. A-S-K. A, ask and it shall be given. S, seek and you shall find. K, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. All you gotta do, guys, is ask. You could be who you want to be if you want to be. And it's so important for you when you speak, know that you know that you
Right. Okay, he's gone again. He's actually got me kind of tearing up. It's like I'm just really honored to be here and to be able to bring this to you guys, and I appreciate. I see the love coming through from for what we're doing.
Nick, I don't know if I'm out of time, in time. I don't know. Just wave your hand, let me know, yeah or nay.
I'm here.
Because it's so important for you to
Yes.
realize, guys, that platform artistry is a gift, but you have to develop your gift. This is why ballerinas, violinists, musicians, all of them, even though you have the gift, you have to practice and develop that gift for perfection. So just because you're on stage one time at a trade show, don't think that's all there is. It's more than that. When you get off that stage, people ask you about the product because you were speaking about it on stage as if you knew what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But again, surround yourself with people that have just as much to lose as you do or more.
Mm-hmm.
This is also not grandiose. Guys, please understand there's a difference between being grand and being determined. I am determined to leave a legacy of excellence in speech and platform artistry, and knowledge of cosmetology, science, so that we can remember this. Jerry Redding, that's where the Jerry curl came from. He came from Redding, California. His Jerry curl, so to speak, was designed for Caucasian hair. They decided to dibble and dabble on black hair, and they started using it, and it did work. I'm not well, but it worked. But that's where the Jerry curl came from. And then all of a sudden, carefree curl came into being. So now it became a carefree curl. Everybody had it. Do you know friends of mine, my technician that did Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, they had curls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was in California when Michael's hair caught on fire with the Pepsi commercial.
Oh,
They
wow.
called me, and that was such a fart. I said to myself, I didn't tell them that now. To myself, I said, do you know the hair is mostly carbon and it burns like that? It wasn't because of the carefree curl. It was just the lights were too hot and they got too close to the hair and they accelerated. That's all. But those are types of things, the people that you know. Also, I was on stage, one of my first models in London, England. Lord knows I don't know where I went wrong as far as acting is concerned. Idris Elba was one of my models. I chose him as one of my models in London. Look at him now.
Okay.
You just never know who you rub shoulders with.
Right.
These are types of things that,
Yeah, it's like I hope you guys caught that. It's like he was saying in one of those images, Idris Elba was one of his models. He had selected him as one of the models. So yeah, he had a standout quality even back then before he was a superstar.
On stage with all the people, Mickey, Boris Cujo, I was at Dr. T.D. Jake's big thing in Texas, and I just rubbed shoulders with all of these stars. That's because I was a platform artist, but I was also recognized. You can meet so many stars. You don't have to be a hairdresser for stars. I know Ralph is doing his work, and I lost my friend, my dear friend Charles Gregory. My God, it hurts my heart to know that these fine people, like Charles Gray, left. His legacy should be noted. If he got a compliment, such a high compliment from people in the industry, his name should be there. I wish that some cosmetologists now would have a star in Hollywood. Don't you think so?
Yes.
That's what I want. I would love to see Dr. Hair star, not because I'm crazy, but determined a Dr. Hair star on Hollywood Boulevard. That's how important he is to the industry and to the people and to the public. Not just entertaining, not just singing and acting and all these types of things. What about the real stuff? Not just hairdressing. What about Dr. So-and-so, Dr. this, come on. That's what we want.
Right.
And coming back to me again, it was not an easy journey. It was a very difficult journey, but I was gifted to be connected to the right people at the right time. And this was, again, the Gardner family with Soft Sheen Products. I am never, ever, 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 ever going to forget them, because I'm not saying they made me, but they assisted in my rebirth in the industry as a star that I didn't know I really was. And this is why I'm still determined that you do the same thing. I want you to be a star. I want you to excel, not just in a beauty shop. That's something else about me. I am a
Uh-oh. I think he was going to say he's a cosmetological entrepreneur, as are all of us. And so I hope that we're like seeing the excellence that he brings to the table and really wanting to elevate our own games.
I'm going to finish this and I'm done. I guess I'm done. I don't know. But I'm a cosmetologist. I'm not an operator. I'm not a beautician. I'm not a hairdresser. I'm not a hairdoer. I am a cosmetologist because I have studied the art of cosmetology. Not saying that you have to be a cosmetologist, but I would like you, if you want to be in the footsteps of Dr. Hair and platform artistry and be known in the industry, you are a cosmetologist. And notice, people know where you come from. You got an accent. I ain't got no accent. It's just how you speak when spoken to and depending on the audience. If I was in London long enough, I would start speaking the Queen's English. I was in Africa learning how to speak Swahili and forgot the other language I was trying to learn. And when I did a presentation for the Korean breakfast, over 200 Koreans there, I opened up my class, my presentation with them saying, "안녕하세요." They applauded. That means good morning. A little black man saying good morning in Korean. See, that's because I said, oh, can you teach me how to say good morning to the people? And they did, and it worked. See, these are ideas that you come up with that make it work, depending on your atmosphere and where you are. When you travel all over the world, you will find that different cultures, they relate to different things, hairstyles, everything. And as far as being a hairdresser, you know, the United States, we got it easy. And talking with Leo Passage, who is, God bless him, is passed and gone, but the president of Pivot Point, he told me, he said, when you get your license in Europe, you have to be an apprentice for 7 years. You are not considered professional until you stand and be an apprentice for 7 years. 7 years versus 1,500 hours. Come on. This is why you say these types of things. You say, is this true? Yes. We have so much to learn. During the presentation for Olive Benson for Intercoiffure in New York, after the presentation was over, Olive came running to me and said, Reggie, I said, what is it, Olive? I thought I'd done something. She said, they came to me and asked me, where did you get that man from Hollywood to MC your presentation? And we just burst out inside and laughed. I said, well, thank you, Jesus. I mean, these are things that you do. And a lot of people don't like, I know a lot of people don't like me, but God bless you anyway, because you can't stop what God has given me. And that's undying love for him, and undying love for the industry, and undying love for you, the professional cosmetologist. That's all about Dr. Hair. And hope, Nikki, that this.
Uh-oh. Even in the wrapping up, it's like we're having challenges, but it's like I am so grateful for this challenges and all, because it's like it's been such a joy and such a pleasure to be able to bring this information out. Go ahead.
I don't know if I'm you want me to go. I don't know, Mickey. I'm just so filled right now. I'm so happy to be able to relate, to let people know not what you don't know, but what you can know. There is a difference.
Absolutely.
You gotta do it for me. Come on, be better. Young people, strive for excellence. Don't be caught up, in relaxing. Okay, gotta say this. Relaxing. Please don't go away from relaxing. Relaxing is not bad for the hair. It's the person that don't know how to do the relaxer that's the problem.
Right.
You put relaxer on the hair. I heard people do this. Put it on the hair, smooth it in, sit them in the corner somewhere. Hey, girl, you burning yet? Yeah, okay, time to take it out. No, you don't leave relaxer in the hair like that. It's been done. Right. And it takes you forever to put it on the hair, then to try to smooth it. And then, oh my God, it's so much going wrong with relaxing. And I don't blame some of these ladies. I would not want my hair relaxed either anymore. But it's not the relaxer. Don't let anyone tell you relaxer is bad for the hair. When you cross the streets, I don't watch the lights anymore. I watch the cars, because I've never seen a light hit anybody, but I've seen a car hit somebody. So that's about relaxing. Relaxer hasn't done anything wrong. It's the operator, the beautician, the hairdresser, the hair doer, and the cosmetologist who are doing relaxers incorrectly. That's causing the.
Yes. Yeah, if you're not doing relaxing because you're unsure about it, because you feel like your clients don't request it right now, like you said, everything goes around, comes around, and you really need to go and get with somebody like Dr. Hair and find out exactly how to use the product. You're back.
I don't know. Mickey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, when it's time, just wave your hand. We say, you talked enough, Dr. Hair. Just wave your hand. I'll stop. Because it's just so interesting of what people really don't know. And it's not their fault at all. My team, and then you have to create love around you. I told the story about the person that I called the text to say, that she's a white technician I had, and said, you got to be black for me. They did. She did it. Chris did it for me. I sent them to Brazil. They did it for me. I sent them to Jamaica. Right? I'm not selfish. When you train people, you train them to represent you. And why train them and don't use them? That's something else I don't like about people that are quote unquote stars. use the people, make everybody look good. No big eyes and little U's. Everyone got to be a head, and you got to have the branches to the tree, but you got to understand, use them. Do you know that a tree without branches is not beautiful? That's you being a leader. I'm being a platform artist, a director of education for a company does not make me all that. Because if I did not have staff to support me as I have had staff, international staff in London, in South Africa, if I not had staff like that all over the United States, this is why I am Dr. Hair, because I was on somebody's shoulder that held me up because of the knowledge that I gave to them for them to succeed. Right. Oh, how wonderful it is. Oh, it's wonderful.
Yes. We so appreciate you being here today. I don't know if you can hear me well or not, but I just want to say thank you. We got so many good things from this conversation, even though it was up and down and in and out. So I just want to say a heartfelt thank you.
I know it's crazy, Vicki, but I love you so much. And you know what? You just created another thing of I can't thank you enough to be thoughtful enough to recognize the need for the industry. And you are doing a super, super, super duper job in what you're doing. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was just really what came to my heart, hearing these stories are so inspiring to me and wanting to know, more about the people who created this industry. It's like we are standing on your shoulders. And so I really appreciate you taking time to be here, fighting through the technology to make things happen. And so we're going to continue on next week. Mr. Joel Dudley Sr. will be here of Dudley Products. So I think we'll have a lot of Dudley family and friends here to see him and his, hear more about his story. And Floyd Kenyatta as the global ambassador for John Paul Mitchell Systems, and now also has pop-up suites where he's doing design for salons. And there's so much history that both of them are going to share with us. So I can't wait. And we're going to be taking a deeper dive even than you may have heard some of the things before, but it's like we're going to dig right in. And if you missed it last week, we had John Atchison, master hair cutter, and it was phenomenal. We just so many things that came out of it, just like incredible. So I love, what I kind of call sitting at the feet of the masters and soaking up all of this, all of these nuggets that you guys are dropping. So super excited about that. It's like we'll be back next Tuesday at 7 p.m. And it's like I'll share with you to follow, visit beautysuperstars.com. I have a free gift, a free video to put your finances in order during COVID. And it's beautysuperstars with an S on the end.com. And also we've got, I'm going to work with 10 stylists because I really want to help you guys get your acting gear finishing out this end of the year really strong and getting momentum for 2021. So 10, I call lucky stylists, but it'll be lucky ones who actually take action on behalf of themselves. We've got a special offer for the 90 days to wow and giving you some of my personal attention to answer your questions and actually give you tips for 2020 and going into 2021. So if you're interested in that, you can both visit beautysuperstars.com. And if you're interested in 90 Days to Wow, which is my salon success system, it's at beautysuperstars.com/90 days. So I hope to see you guys next Tuesday at 7. We'll be back with Beauty Superstars Talk. And it's like I'm especially grateful for our guest tonight, Dr. Reginald Mitchell, Dr. Hair, and all of the wonderful things that he shared with us and encouraging us to raise the bar, to step into our excellence and to use our gifts, but not to take them for granted, but to actually utilize and train and perfect our gifts so we can be a better service to the world. So again, Dr. Mitchell, thank you so much.
Hey. Thank you.
Yeah. So everyone have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you won't miss anything coming up. So take great care, everyone. Have a fabulous evening and keep reaching for the stars. Bye-bye.